Alright, looks like we're live. Let me get my little stream manager set up and then we'll get started. There we go. Alright, welcome to another episode of The Joy of Planting, probably, if I upload this one. We are going to start on World Cup of Design course, I think. And we'll turn trees off. At least for now. So we're going to generate a new plot today. Start a project from the beginning. First things first, I'm going to turn off all this autogen stuff, or just completely start from scratch. And since this is probably going to be a Aeronimink inspired plot, obviously the working name has to be Aeronimink. First things, I'm just going to go flatten out the main part that I'm going to use here and throw in all the contours by hand. Alright, so we have this flat plot. Alright, now let's do weather clear. So I want to be able to see the contours that I'm putting in. So we're going to lower the lighting down pretty low. And that way we'll, it'll emphasize shadows and we'll get to kind of actually see what we're working with. I'm just going to go into the raise tool and I'm going to start just adding little rolling hills and stuff. We'll start drumming the plot up as we go. I think we'll just use the raise tool a bunch, just add more and more detail as we go. There we go. So now that's our water level. It's fine by me. I don't know how big that lake is, but it's fine. Hey Maddie, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm just futzing with a plot. We're just going and adding all sorts of random contours and things. Kind of want a little bit of a rolling plot. I'll probably raise one end a little bit, just because, we want to get, a fair amount of elevation change from one side to the other. Yeah, that's a decent start. It's not the best plot, but... Hi, Jives, baby bull. I like how we've been streaming for like 3 minutes and the chat's already diving in with all the Jerry Shields jokes. Alright. Suppose I can... If I want, I can go to a round brush, and then we can, I can start throwing in even more little kind of tiny details if I want. I want this to be on a hilly-ish plot. I don't know the scale of any of these, but who knows. Alright, that's good enough for now. Now the question is, where do we want to start? Also, how big is this lake? This might be a little large. 80 yards across, and 600 yards all the way down. Yeah, we can shrink that a little bit. You can't wait to design another contest course that doesn't make top 5? Hey man, I'm right there with you at this point. Here, we want to drop this down a fair amount, because that's kind of a little bit big of a hill there. There we go. So now we got some rolling-ish hills. Now what kind of elevation change should we have here? Yeah, there's like 30, 40 feet up and down. That's a good rolling start to a course. And then I just got to figure out routing from here. Obviously, I think this spot here, oh, that's way too, that's a massive green. But that's, somewhere right around here is probably a pretty good green site. Could do something like, again, I have no sense of scale yet, because the plot's totally empty, but I'm assuming that's about a decent green size. Oh, that's even a big green. Alright. We can shrink that down, though. Now what would our ideal approach be? Probably from about here. So maybe we make this a par 5. So we can make it a short 5. That means our tee we could probably start about back here. Alright, I mean that's there we go. There's a potential hole. Let's see. You're struggling with routing here, like on this course or just in general? I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with routing yet either, but again, we'll kind of figure it out as we go. Oh, on yours. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to create a little bit of an organic plot here, and this is a little different from how I've designed a lot of plots, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but we'll get started, at least. I think this makes a decent starting hole, potentially. Alright, we need to scale that green down a little, though. Yeah, so in this case, I have a couple ideas for what I might make for Dream Team. Not Dream Team, World Cup. Dream Team's already over. I better have an idea of what I'm making for that. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably make a quick, proof of concept hole or two just to see if the idea is viable, what kind of ideas I have for it, that sort of thing. So I figured I'd kind of show off that process and how something like that could work. Which means I'll throw a hole down. In this case, I intend this to be the first hole, but it doesn't have to be the first hole. I can always adjust my routing as I go, or decide that I don't want this to be the first hole, that sort of thing. It's got a fun little bit of land movement to it. Now I just have to find a hole that makes sense on it. Clear all that. Let me double check. It'll be a large green, I think, but not ridiculously large. Okay, so just under 50 from point to point, but 20 yards wide and about 39-ish yards deep. That's, again, a little big but reasonably sized green. That's the first hole. I can be a little generous with the size of the green. That's fine. Exactly, Dan. I'll have to work and try to get the that style of bunker right, but I have plenty of time to tinker and play around with it. So if I don't nail it right away, that's fine. I don't want to totally flatten out all the contours that are there, but we also need the green to make some sense. So we'll flatten it out for now. Actually, and maybe we'll do a big raise here and bump it up a little bit. Raise it in the back and kind of raise the green side up just a little bit. Whoops. We'll just do that brush there. And I'm going to use the raise tool so that I don't disturb what internal contours I have there. Alright. Okay, next thing I need to do, go turn all these auto-gen surfaces off, which since I turned most of them off in the settings, it's just the light rough and heavy rough. Alright, so back to this tab. Why has this got to be the first hole? It doesn't have to be the first hole, but yeah. I don't know. I have a vague idea of kind of what I want to do with the first hole. So I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for in the plot. By no means does the first hole that you have to make on a course have to be the first hole. That's just in this case, that's what I think I want to do with it. Alright, so I probably am going to go put a bunker in here. And maybe another one in there. So got one there, a couple here, and that should work. Maybe one here, not sure. We'll see how it looks. And so, let's see. I'm going to make the playing the fast hard-ish for righties. So obviously you want to aim to the top of the hill because it'll roll down to the left. So we want to drop a bunker kind of right up here in your landing area. Not 100% on how I want to style the bunkers yet, but again, I can come up with ideas without having to completely settle on a bunker style just yet. What are we doing for World Cup of Design? So I'm either gonna go for like something kind of a spin off of what's it the El Dorado one, and kind of make like a Flagstaff type of style golf course, because that could be really cool. Or I go with like a Dario-esque Aronimink type course. Admittedly, I'm probably not the best person to try to create like a Donald Ross type golf course, but I kind of want to try just for fun, just to see what I can come up with. I have to make sure these fairway widths make sense. Okay, so that's about 30 yards, which means that this is going to be Yeah, just under 40. So that's reasonable. Brookfield Landing 3.0, probably. Kenyon, what's up? So we'll see how this goes. I think the idea to this one is to let the camber of the landing angle, dictate the difficulty of that tee shot. Have it be a relatively straight hole with just a couple bunkers guarding the green, and then just dial the green up a little bit. Keep it simple for now. Alright, we'll do a quick save, just so I don't forget. Also, I've had my, since we have a snowstorm rolling in, I've had my power flicker on me once, so if the stream just totally goes dead, that's probably what happened. Fingers crossed we don't get another one, so, hopefully we don't have any interruptions, but if we do, I probably just won't upload this one because it won't make any sense. Alright, I'll just go spline kind of the general idea I had here. I'll need to go study more pictures and things at some point just to get a better feel for the style visually. If I'm going to base it on, on a well-known real-life course, I kind of want to, at least draw from. Although to me, Aronimink looks a lot like a kind of standard Donald Ross-ish course, so it shouldn't be too weird to do. Even though I've never really done much in that kind of style. But I kind of want to try, just for fun. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I just go with my other idea. I've got plenty of time to figure it out. Petro, what's up? I mean, I literally started, like, what, 15 minutes ago? I don't know how you heard about it already, but we're glad to have you. Alright. That fairway bunker is a no-no. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the photos and there's there's a lot of like little pocket, or what do you want to call it, little clusters of like small pocket bunkers, but a lot of the bunkers just look like your standard Ross shapes where, they're almost like Eric-ish fairway bunkers where they're what do you want to call it? Just like long oval with with little turns in them here and there, but nothing too crazy. Matt's gotta have his waves. Oh, you mean like bunker wise? Yeah, I wanna try and again, we'll see how it goes. I wanna minimize my typical Matt crutch bunkers. But we'll see. Again, I have no idea if this is a style that will click with me at all. But we'll give it a try. Well, it certainly looks cool off the tee. Alright, so both shots look nice. It's not a hard hole, but it's also the opening hole, so gettable par 5 first hole is not bad for me. And plus, I can always just move the tees back a little if I need. And we can dial this green up. All right. I'd rather let me go look up. We want to look up some photos just so I have some visual reference as I'm going. I don't want to try and uh, make them from memory. I mean, there are some that have little turns in them. Let's see. All right. So let's see. We're going to try something like this. And we'll sink that pan in pretty good. Matt and easy par 5s. Matt and lots of bunkers. Or Dylan and Dario and tucked pins. I mean, there's lots of great ones. Andre and holes that make no sense. Jerry and impossible slopes. Eric and insect-based names. Let's see. That's okay. I kind of want to move that a little closer to the green surface, just a little bit. We'll try. Something like that. There, that makes a little bit more sense. Now we're going to go use the raise tool and drop the land in front of the green a little bit. Again, I'm using raise instead of flatten because that will that'll preserve a lot of the movement there, but essentially just make the front lower. Essentially, if you want to like add contours to something, raise is a good tool. If you want to like flatten them out and remove contours, the flatten's a good tool. Like in this case, this area is starting to look a little overly funky, so I might use a little bit of flatten just to kind of simplify this area a bit. There we go. And I'll probably raise that green up just a little bit, but we can go back and do the finer contours later. The pesticide. That'd be funny. I still think that's a kind of funny contest idea, is get basically everyone in the field has to like draw cards, and you have to then design a course in the style of one of the other contestants. Although that only works with people who have like really distinct styles to their courses. Like a lot of newer guys aren't going to have a style yet, purely because they haven't designed enough courses, or there's just going to be guys who don't have the same distinct style either. I have no idea if this bunker is going to be any good. Again, it's weird. It's just that I'm doing something kind of, or I'm trying to do something in a different style, so all of a sudden it's all the ways I usually look at bunkers, I'm not sure, or you know, make bunkers. It's kind of I'm not sure how many of them are going to just translate immediately, or how many techniques I'm gonna have to tweak slightly. We'll see. Oh yeah, I forgot how finicky splines are with bunkers. It's hard making little gentle turns in them. Well, that's not the worst bunker I've ever made. I have no idea if it fits the style, but, you know, it's not terrible. I mean, RJ Wills does have um like a particular style. But yeah, it's one that's hard to replicate. But he definitely has a very kind of rough, loose style that, you know, it's distinctive. I just don't know how easy it is to replicate. We'll throw in a little trio of bunkers here. Right. Okay, I'm sure the bunker style will need a little bit of work as we go, but it doesn't look that bad so far. So let's do another. We'll do another raise lower thing. I'm gonna drop the front of these a little bit and raise the back just a little bit. Again, just you know, they'll play better that way and they'll look better. Always want to have your bunkers slope a fair amount back to front. Probably want a more distinct pan than normal, so maybe I take a little bit of a sharper edge brush than normal and go in kind of slower pace in terms of lowering them. Okay, at this point, this is all like purely experimental. I have no idea how this will actually turn out. Yeah, it's so weird doing it that way. Let me try this softer brush for a bit, and then I can tweak the shapes as we go. This isn't a bad start, I don't think. Alright, I mean, those look like bunkers, so I did something right. At least something not terrible. Oh, I need to throw in the light rough fringe here. Before I forget, because I'm going to have to adjust some of these splines. And I'll make it wider than I normally do. Just because. Well, actually I don't need to totally adjust it, but we can I can still slide some of these in a little bit. Oh well, I can adjust those as we go. Then spline these in. At least with the simpler shapes, I don't have to fight the splines as much. It's not an issue that I can't get them to quite make the shapes I want. Although maybe I do go back to brushes, I have no idea. Again, totally just playing around with ideas and seeing what sticks, so. Alright, yeah, there we go. Yeah, these kind of things are always hard to do, because you have to, like, trace way outside where you think you'd have to get turns like that in splines. Makes no sense to me. There we go. Clear the distance markers, and there we go. Yeah, they look okay. They need a little bit of sculpting help, but they're not bad. A little bit of raise to pop those back up. That looks decent. Again, I'm not sure I've nailed the style at all yet, but you know, it's something. Let me move the waypoint because it's just going to bug me. Alright, so there's something. I can probably add another bunker or two in to the left there, just short. But of course those won't really come into play that much. Now, next thing is we want to play around with the textures a little bit. I think it was 25 I wanted to try. It was one of them. It's one of these. I think it's 26. I don't know. This isn't terrible looking. Although the weird splotches of like the countryside theme poking through look a little odd. Jeremy, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And then obviously we gotta go much whiter for the bunkers. Like how they have just a bunch of bunker colors that just look shockingly the same on the, that they added. We want white, but we don't want like blinding levels of white. This is fine for now. Okay, so we have that. Now we want to take... Normally I don't do a ton of planting this early, but since we're just piecing together... actually, I could throw some ash trees in. That could be fun. So I want to figure out what kind of trees we want to throw in on the course. Like ash, elm, maybe a couple pine is probably fine. Alright. Gotta blow through all of these pages. There we go. Well, that's an interesting one that we probably won't use. This one we can easily use. Also, I selected countryside just for some of the the heavy rough texture to show through, but whether or not I stick with it will depend a lot on how that ends up looking when I put trees and stuff on it. Or is Katikatopia Chaotic Caterpillar? I can't remember what his name was. I just remember it was Chatikotopia, that's what it was. I think Eric made a course called that, which is hilarious. Alright. Let's lower this a little bit. Want that green to be perched up just a little. The tilapia, the Chatikotopia tilapia. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna, you know, plant this one specifically. But we can kinda start going for a general vibe and kind of piece it in from there. And this is a solid start. Yeah, what the hell, we can throw some of those in too. We probably should lower this tee box a little bit, because that's you know, we want to like downhill is good, but that's kind of a little extreme for what we're going for on a first hole. Then we can flatten that out. And we'll give it a quick play test. Yep, no worries, baby bull. Talk to you soon. And yeah, I'm just trying out some ideas for Dream Team. I'm not like necessarily hitting the ground running on this one yet, but I wanted to try a couple things out. There we go. There's an eagle. Thanks, Narwhal. Appreciate it. Glad you like them. Alright, I can probably actually bring the trees in a little bit. It's that trying to find that fine line between framing the hole and choking the hole, but I think we can get away with a little bit more compact kind of planting, routing, whatever here. Kind of like that. You mean in oh gotcha. I mean, there's plenty of other great matchups in the first 2 days of Dream Team. Yes, those are definitely going to be some fun matchups, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any other good matchups out there. I might let's. I don't think the like I think it's going to require way too many buried trees for this to look right in countryside. So maybe we swap to. What theme would I swap to? Autumn maybe. I want to see what the rough looks like with the buried trees there. And I'm gonna have to hide the backdrop, which I mean it's not the end of the world, but I'm not sure I'm really itching to do that either. I can always just kind of raise the plot up so that it makes the background recede. Well done. Alright. Yeah, we want to bring these trees in a little. Again, I'm sure I can add a couple different kinds of trees, but I'm not sure what what I would throw in here exactly. Not yet, anyway. So that's a decent start for this one. Alright, yeah, let's try something. Because if I was going to... Alright, what theme ones can I use? Actually, this one isn't terrible. Throw a couple pines and stuff. That would shake up the look a little bit. "3 hours in, you've managed to cover the screen with a measuring tool. Well, welcome to design, Dan." What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. I was just gonna take a tree and bury it a bunch just to see what it looked like with the or how much I needed to get the default texture to show through and what it looked like. Alright, that's not bad. It would definitely take a little bit of work, but it's not bad. Now I'm not sure if I want to commit to that look just yet, though. I'm sure I'll have the plant meter to spare. Oh, actually, let's try... I wonder what this would look overcast. That's not bad. Crystal Downs, that could be fun. Not really thrilled with the bunkers yet, but that's okay. The game does not like rendering them either. Oh, why are the greens at 101 speed? That's nuts. Crystal ups. Alright, let's do fairway settings. Why is it all the way at the bottom? I thought it was supposed to start at 5. We'll go about a 7. Roll, we'll do about a 7 as well. Whoops, don't want that. And then firmness, we'll dial that up. I'm sure this will play massively. What about autumn glitch? Oh, the firmness thing. Got it. Yeah. Oh yeah, if that glitch is still in there, maybe that's another good reason to not bother with doing this in autumn. Yeah, bunkers are going to need work, but overall, I don't think this is, I think this is a somewhat promising start for this course. Like, it doesn't look exciting yet, but I have a lot of filling in to do, so I'm going to figure out what other kind of trees I can sprinkle in here that still fit the look. There might be a couple pines or things like that. Yeah, we'll sprinkle a couple pines and things. Just like in some background places and things, I think. I don't really need any like this, I don't think, anywhere. Yeah, I could. Yeah, what the hell, I'll throw one or two in. I could do this in Boreal for the natural textures there. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Though the overcast certainly looks different. I did like the overcast look I had before. Yeah, congrats on the publish, Scottish. It's a pretty awesome course. Here, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna just group select these, and we're gonna move these closer. Create a little. What do you want to call it? I don't know. Frame for the edge of the hole, I guess, for lack of a better word. Oh, there it goes. All right. Yeah, this isn't the only problem uh, um, with this concept is it doesn't. I mean, it's not a bad one to I don't know, like something that's kind of like a basic like standard parkland course is maybe not a bad one to do for like Joy of Planting, cause type thing of like if people are gonna use it even remotely as a tutorial, like or if you're trying to pick stuff up from it, it doesn't hurt to start simple because it's a little easier to replicate. But again, I don't know if this is what I want to do for the contest yet either. Like this kind of like it's not gonna really click visually until I think more holes are laid out and you can see more of the course from everywhere. Like I think that's kind of you want to be able to see other holes from each spot on the course. I think that's part of what's gonna make this look work because probably gonna be pretty open outside of little pockets of trees like this. The strategy will or hoping that it'll be strategic, but that the strategy will be a little bit more subtle. Got quarantined, so you may be done with your. Well, I'm sorry, man. That that does stink, but on the bright side, having time to work on World Cup isn't, you know, hopefully, hopefully you're all right. All right. Yes, I think we'll do a quick save here. I think the next thing I want to do just to see if the look works is to we're gonna bury some trees. And because I think you get that browned out default texture a lot easier with these, or in Delta, not Delta, Boreal, whatever. Yeah, so it requires a lot less uh, effort on that part. And I just kind of want to see what what it looks like with those sprinkled in. Well, it's not a bad start. does give a nice change of pace, or rather, it's a little variety in color there. So, and then let's go trace out what we want in heavy rough. Just fill the rest of this in. This is, we can always redo this later. It's a little floppy, but we're just trying to get a idea of what it's going to look like. Fill and smooth. There we go. That's not terrible. But hey, Brian, thanks for stopping in. We're glad to have you. Well, the good news for this course is I definitely think there's enough there that I'll definitely finish this one. It's just more a question of, is this going to be my contest course or not? But I dig the start. I mean, it's nothing totally spectacular. It's kind of by its very definition kind of standard. However, um, let's see here. Now, if I was gonna, alright, so if I start off, we have our next hole start kind of over here. Could run off this way. That would be my landing area. What do I need to get to this? That's my landing area. Oh yeah, that's yeah, my scale or my sense of scale is off with all of these hills and stuff because they're very large. They're not nearly as kind of local hills as I thought, but well, I could make this dog leg over, and that would be an interesting way to do those landforms. All right, so that would be about that landing area. Oh, and then that's a decent green site. Alright, so maybe that's our next hole. Something like that. So we can sprinkle in a couple trees over there. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Reeb was already in World Cup of Design. At least I know we're correct there. All right, we'll clear those distance markers. There's our landing area. Suppose I could throw some bunkers up there for fun. Of course, that's probably closer than it needs to be. Probably route it off around there. No, that's fine. And I'm not quite sure how we do the green area, but at least we have fairways that make sense. The first two holes are in kind of the same general direction, which is a little boring. Alright. Of course, this one will probably be blind unless I really dial up some of the contours a little bit. Which we can, obviously. Okay, and then we probably, yeah, we can probably throw a bunker or two on the corner. Oh yeah, definitely, because, oh yeah, you're going to be taking on that corner from here anyway. And that'll leave, yeah, like, yeah, still like 170 and not the end of the world. Or do I push the tees back slightly? Stevie Wonder Golf Club. Alright, gotta grab a couple more trees at some point. Just figure out what all works for this look. Just to spice it up a little bit. Alright. Probably a couple more ash trees and maybe like some oaks or something. I'm gonna drop that one down just a little. Alright. Like in real life, or like just the in-game models? I'm assuming you mean in-game models. I don't know if there are people who are just like really big arborists or something. I don't know. I have no ideas yet for that green, so I'm just gonna go trace out what I have for the fairway so far, and we'll see if anything jumps out or doesn't jump out at me for this hole. I think the general concept's there, but this one still needs a fair amount of work, if I'm being honest. Of course, that's kind of true of the whole course so far. It's the concept's there, but I haven't. There's nothing about it yet that jumps out at me either that says that this is gonna be really good. Right now, it's just kind of standard. At least, I mean, like I think the tee shot's gonna look really nice. We can. The arborist reference was not intentional, but hey. I mean, again, it's a decent start. I will definitely need to jazz up the planting a little bit to make it kind of pop. It's a good start. Like I think I'll sprinkle in some grasses and stuff. Like here. Let's go just take a quick peek and see what we have to work with. So I want something that's a little bright. Like that's fine. Fill it in with something like this. Who knows? I mean, that's promising. Again, it needs something. Like, also, just in terms of, like, if I'm going to stream stuff, I almost feel like maybe I don't upload this episode. Who knows? I'm glad you like it. Because it might just be easier to do these. Well, I should upload this anyway. Even if it's not the most exciting episode, there's a little bit of something in it. Oh, sorry. Question. When you're designing, do you have a set amount of holes you want to have ponds or hazards on? What's your early stage thought process? Um, Sometimes I will. Generally, I won't. Like, I tend to create a basic plot really early on. Like, I'll have a general theme that I want my course to have, and but I don't really have anything specific in mind. And I'll just create a plot that I think that fits um, my general vision for the course. And then once I have that, then I'll do the routing. So when I do the routing is when I come up with like ideas of, oh, a hazard would be good here, or like I'll create a hazard and route holes around it. The only reason I haven't done all of that yet is purely because I wanted to do like a proof of concept hole first. I think we're at the point where like this is close enough that I can go ahead and start trying to route stuff. Especially since I am running a little low on ideas, like specific hole ideas at the moment, so I don't mind going and doing routing stuff for now. So maybe we'll give that a quick shot. I'll do a quick save as well. Although again, this, because I wanted like a smooth, like, just kind of rolling hills and stuff like this. So, like it'll create some interesting holes, but it's hard to visualize what all I'd want to put in to start. So let's try. All right, so here's our high point. I could come up like this isn't a bad par three. Ooh, I could almost do like a little volcano hole with this one. That could be fun. So maybe I do that. I think we want to route like 8 and 9 up through here. So I can go up. I could go this way if I wanted. And go like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 type thing. Actually, yeah, let's do that. That's not a bad idea. So we go there. We can then hop down that hill. And there's a high point to aim for. That would be that. You can make this one kind of a short par 4. That's fine. Now we're at a high point again. Could go. Maybe we'd make this a par 5. Just to work it around the edge pretty quickly. Plus, it like you can see a lot of this stuff, which makes for a cool hole. So that's about where your drive would land. Then you could throw another green here, which is cool. Have 2 really close greens like that. Then, that's a good look as well. I could do. All right, so we have our one dog leg, one straight, one dog leg left, and then a bunch of kind of straightish holes. We could do a dog leg right if we wanted. Maybe we make this one shorter and trickier. I guess maybe not a full 90-degree dog leg. We can go something like this. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7. Maybe we run it down to the water. That could be interesting. We have that little pond that we made, so we kind of do want to incorporate it in some golf holes. Ooh, actually, I could have it cross the pond. Well, that'd be a gnarly shot, but maybe. I can always adjust that slightly. So it gives you the option to go do a nice par 3 over, which would be kind of in a very aerodynamic style. Yeah, I agree. I also like to try and make sure that you start and end on a bang. Like a lot of times, if my course is gonna be very lighting, um, like if I'm going for that dramatic lighting, I really want to route 1 and 18 in generally the same direction, and really maximize that lighting. Alright, I think we'll do 9 will just be like a really long par 4. So we'll go 130, that's 300, and then maybe like another 200 or so from the back tees. Actually, I can probably squeeze it in even like just a little bit more. just to give it that like kind of close lived-in feel. All right, so yeah, before it gets too messy, let's just go. Oh, but both of our par threes are in the exact same direction, so maybe we don't do that. Alright, whatever. I do like this stretch though, so we'll pencil that in, and then I'll go back and try the other ones again. So I will do a lot of kind of back and forth on coming up with whole ideas. Get things like, I won't come up with all the specifics when I start, but I do want things like, general hole lengths, like, short par 4, short par 5, long par 3, however you work those. So there goes the first 6. Now, alright, now how would I work my way back in a way that makes sense? Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like, your courses will never be perfect. No matter what level you get to, there's always a lot of like you're just um, you know, what you're settling for will be better, but it's never going to be exactly how you envisioned it. So there's just a little bit of learning to just like when you're stuck, just build something. And it's sometimes it's easier to edit something that exists than it is to come up with something out of like completely nothing. Maybe I make 7 a par 3. Actually, that could make a good, interesting short or something like that. Or maybe not. I could just do a short like this way. Also, I could just bring that lake over if I wanted. Alright, so if I did that for 7. Oh, actually, then I could run back the other way. Do 8 in the complete opposite direction. Yeah, this will be our short. Yes, okay, that could be fun. Do something down the hill like that. And then that still leaves us with our 9 right and around this way. Although, yeah, we need to edit that little spot a little bit, but that's okay. And then right around there will be that green site. Kind of up in that hill. There we go, easy enough. I can go back up the hill for 10. Have you hit right in around there. And then maybe do another green on the water there. So that'd be your 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think those are solid little golf holes. Where's the PRs going? Ask Andre. Andre promising to make a BRts on his next course if they win is the only thing that like that's it's kind of tempting now. Like I almost want to see red team win. I don't, but I almost do. All right. So there's that. Tees will be there. There we go. Also, how long was that course? 3,800. That's fair. Alright, so we just had like 2 back-to-back brutish par 4s. Ooh, although, yeah, obviously probably bridge goes here, but that doesn't mean that we can't put our tees for the next hole up here, which could be fun. Ooh, especially since if you try to take on the corner there, it brings more water into play. And I could back the back tees up a little bit there too. Make it so there's a little more forced carry. That, and then I could probably give you a shorter shot in. A little fun green up there. Alright, so then we have, okay, so we have an idea now for 11 that I like. And we're maximizing the utility of this little body of water. Oh, where's the bow tie par 3 going? I'm gonna try not to have that hole in this course. Doesn't fit the style. Also, unlike my last couple courses, I probably don't want to do 5 par 3s on this course. Ooh, although, actually I could squeeze another... Do I want to try and squeeze another par 3 in here, and then route like 13 up this way, and then go around this way? Could be fun. Yeah, let's give it a shot. We're going to make this one a nasty one. 240. And you go there, back into the sun. Maybe we can make this a short 4. Route yet around that way. That might be a little tight, I'm not sure. But I suppose I have room to work with, so we can make that work. But we do want a really tight routing on this course, I think. Not a lot of wasted space. Actually, hell, I could even... Let's see. Even pinch this in just a little bit more. Just because. Well, that and it gives a little room in between these two. Okay, so that's through 13. And I have... Alright, we have 3 par 3s and 2 par 5s so far. Part of me wants to do back-to-back par 3s on this course. For no other reason than it might be fun. I have not done back-to-back par 3s on like any of like my last 20-ish courses. I'd love to give it a shot. Ooh, actually I could make 13 a par 3 if I wanted, instead of doing the par 4 thing, which could also be fun. Or the short 4. Screw it, let's do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's go hole settings, delete hole. We want this to be a short one then as well. Alright, that gets us out of there. Alright. And they run in opposite directions, so... Make it a bow tie Biarritz. There you go. Yeah, then we can go up this hill. And then, obviously got to fit a par 5 in here somewhere. And actually, around the lake isn't a terrible idea for a 5. You run around there. I can pinch the water a little bit more there. Alright, so then we have another potential green on the pond. So that's 14. Could go 15 up, 16 back. Well, no, I need to go like 15, 16, 17, 18. Could make 18 go this way though. Alright. So I do want to fit one short par 4 in here. Maybe yes, Maddie, this is a World Cup course. There we go. So we have our one par 5. So the last 4 holes, I want one more par 5 in there. I could do back-to-back 3s and then back-to-back 5s is kind of interesting. But we'll see if the land demands it or not. Probably not. I'm going to be hitting up this hill again, which is a little awkward. I'll come up with a fun way to work that in. So maybe this is our short 4. Because uphill, potentially blind. Yeah, I mean, I can obviously drop that hill a little bit so that it's not as ridiculous, but yeah, we'll make that quirky and interesting. So then there'll be 15 will be our drivable 4. Oh, and then I can run, I guess we could make another par 5 here as well. Make you hit it across the water. I can adjust the tees as needed. Yeah. I'll throw the green in there. So there would be our last 5. Alright, so 14. Yeah, 15's the short. 16 par 5. That's a hefty par 5, but we'll work it out. Oh, you're literally doing 5 5 3 3. 3 in a row. Nice. Actually, again, I don't think I've ever played a course with 3 par 5s in a row. So if you can pull it off, absolutely go for it. And then I think the best way to make all this work is we can do kind of mid-length 4 out, like 450-ish, and then long par 4 back, like 480-ish. And then that'll get you back to the clubhouse, which you can put up right up around here type thing. I could do, you could throw in like your practice range over here. Yeah, a lot of range, a lot of room to do all the, what do you want to call it? All the, like the off-course stuff. Going at 450, and then maybe we make this, like 480 something. So what's that make the length of this one? 7,600. That's a hefty ass course. I have 5 par 5s. Probably because one of the 4s got flipped somewhere. Unless I miscounted. It's a 4, 14's a 5. it's 9. 9 got flipped because that one was supposed to be kind of a little ridiculous. Hole settings, par 4. Alright. So I think we'll probably trim down the length a little bit. I think 7,500 is probably the longest I'd want this course to be. But again, we can always, just moving this waypoint to something more realistic cuts the length of this hole down a lot. Oh, it's 440, 581. Or yeah, and it's like all the par 5s are nearly 600 yards, so I can always just move some of the tees. Yeah. But again, we'll play with the length as we go. Oh, I just realized I'm cutting into diamond cutters. So now that I finished routing it, it's probably a good place to cut it. We have kind of the bare bones idea of a hole. We have a vague idea of how we're going to plant it. We have a routing. This is probably a good place to cut it. As just a hey, here's how. Here's a snapshot on how you. Not that anyone has to start a course this way, but here's a way that you can start a course. But anyway, I think I'm going to cut it here. Thank you everybody for watching. For those of you on YouTube, have a good one. For those of you in stream, stick around. I'm going to go raid Mayday. So thank you everybody, and have a good one. See you next time.